Boxing King Media in association with the Riyadh. And delighted to have with me the voice of boxing, Adam Smith. Adam, great to see you. You've done many of these over the last 30, 35 years. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Yeah, excited about this week, enjoying the pre-fight build-up all around London. London's great sights, by the River Thames on Monday night, by Leicester Square last night, here at Wembley. I think it's Guildhall tomorrow, isn't it, in the city for the press conference, then Trafalgar Square. Turkey USYK is bringing Riyadh season to all the tourist sites in the capital, and everybody's talking about it. It's a massive, massive occasion on Saturday night. We've got Box Fest first at Box Park in the afternoon, where every single legendary fighter seems to be making an appearance. So I'm looking forward to being at that first, and then obviously the night itself. Wembley's a very, very special place. Yeah, it's an iconic venue. I used to come here as a kid, watching Liverpool in cup finals, and I've had the pleasure to be here many times working. So yeah, it'd be really good to see such a terrific show from top to bottom. It's a fabulous card, and yeah, you got Liam Gallagher as well, so a bit of rock music to add into the sport. It's going to be fabulous, wonderful.
Anthony Joshua's been here and done it on multiple occasions. There was a time over a few years where it was Wembley, it was the Principality, it was Wembley, back to the Principality. How does Daniel Dubois rise to the occasion under the circumstances?
Yeah, AJ's obviously got the resume and the experience of the big stadiums. You talk about Wembley, I think this is his fourth time, a couple in the Principality, huge nights and much pressure on him. Daniel, though, has been over to Poland. You know, he fought in that great stadium against Alexander Usyk, hostile. Did okay that night, didn't he? I mean, he was pretty close at one stage, and yeah, I think he learned a great deal from that. He's, I think, become more confident under Don Charles. And obviously results that follow. A wonderful win over Jarrell Miller, toughed it out, hard fight. And then again, first few rounds a little dicey against Filip Hrgović, but took his lumps and bumps, came through for his biggest career win. He's now the IBF heavyweight champion. I think he can handle the pressure on Saturday night. I think he's very tunnel visioned. He seems really relaxed this week. I think if he goes in there, blocks out the noise and gets on with his game plan, then I don't expect him to freeze. I think he'll get on and give it a right old crack. Is he good enough to beat Joshua? We don't know yet. I saw them sparring many, many years ago in Sheffield. He handled it well. AJ and I were laughing about it the other night. I think it's when AJ slipped in a corner. We don't read too much into what happened, but yeah, they get the gloves on for real. It was always going to happen. Battle of the Brits. I hope Daniel handles it, because if he does, I think it's going to be a very interesting test for Joshua, providing Dubois gets through those first 2 or 3 rounds. I think that's crucial, because AJ's power and the execution of some of his punches now under Ben Davison, ruthless. So if Daniel survives the early storm and maybe can get a few off himself and back Joshua up and maybe get his jab and some of his body shots working. He's got a lovely left hook to the body that people aren't talking about, Dubois. If he gets into this fight, it's going to be very interesting. Will he? Another matter.
Adam, obviously, Daniel Dubois beats Hrgović, and then everyone's anticipating Joshua to fight Daniel Dubois. All of a sudden, the IBF situation comes up. Alexander Usyk relinquishes the belt. Would it have been better for the title to be on the line for both fighters to win, rather than give the title to Daniel and he goes in as a champion, but really he hasn't really won it under the lights?
The matrix, the jigsaw, the puzzle of boxing that is the sanctioning bodies and the belts. We get an undisputed moment for 5 minutes, and then it all splinters again. I was there when Lennox Lewis beat Evander Holyfield, and then obviously Alexander Usyk took all the treasure, the Ring magazine, all 4, a few other belts that I think Turkey had put in as well, a few other jewels that he took back to the Ukraine. I don't know. I think it would have been nice if Daniel had been crowned a champion after the Hrgović win. If that had been for the vacant title, the IBF title, then it would feel a bit more like he's defending it for the first time. But no, he's the IBF heavyweight champion, however you look at it. He is defending it, and Anthony Joshua, should he win, becomes a 3-time champion of the world at heavyweight. Joins the few that have done it in the history books. You know, the likes of Muhammad Ali and Klitschko and Evander Holyfield, I think, won it 4 times. But yeah, it's a small place to be, and if AJ can become a 3-time heavyweight champion, I don't think he'll mind how he does it. And if Daniel can defend that IBF heavyweight belt, he'll be a happy boy, won't he? And a much richer boy by the end of Saturday night.
Saturday night we're going to see on the front row Kalle Sauerland, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Ben Shalom, the youngest of the lot.
Are they all going to fit on the front row? Are you not going to get a space there somewhere?
I don't think I'm that important. I don't think I'm that important, Adam.
I think we're lucky enough to get in the stadium at this point. Just to get a seat would be nice. Yeah, look, I think it's fantastic that they're all sort of working together. Turki Al-Sheikh has brought everybody under the umbrella. It means we get the best fights. And the fans, as you see tonight, have got free fights as a bit of an hors d'oeuvre for Saturday. It's great to see Chris Congo, the likes of Adam Hamed. Wonderful to see Naz here tonight. Yeah, it's great, and it's all part of the week that is a great build-up to the fights. And I think, Turki Al-Sheikh is putting on a terrific show in London, like they did in America, and like they do in Riyadh. So everyone wants to be involved, and it's obvious that Calais and Ben and Nissa and Izzy wants to as well. Trust me, we're there September 27th in Sheffield. It's a fantastic night next week that we're involved in, but we know where we are, we know the levels, and Izzy hopes to be on that front row as well, within the next 6 to 12 months. Just need a fighter or two to make that breakthrough, and I think that's what it is. And Ben's done it, and he's got a number of them on the card on October 12th, and that's fantastic. He thinks Spicoli might fight Zhilei Zhang, so yeah, it's all happening. It just shows if you've got the fighters, Turkey's got the ability to make the big ones happen, and yeah, everyone's working together. It's great for boxing.
Some of the complaints coming out of the UK at the time when Riyadh season started was everything's happening in Saudi Arabia, but Turkey has proven that it's not just Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia, but we will go America, we will come to the UK, and I know they've got a couple of more planned in the UK, so fight fans, a lot to look forward to.
Yes, I mean, I think they're just getting going, really. It's a learning process. They're in the middle of an education, really, going around the world, putting on these shows, making sure Riyadh season is a fantastic watch for everyone. But yeah, I expect this to go on, and especially if Anthony Joshua fights another 4 or 5 fights, 2-3 years. Tyson Fury hangs about a bit. We get AJ Fury, a couple of those. I mean, the sky's the limit, really. And you're hoping then that the next brigade come through. Moses Atama's one, but there's Joseph Parker, there's Zhilei, there's Martin Bakole. There's a whole host of heavyweights waiting in the wings. Big Derek Chisora is not finished yet. He's hanging around, isn't he? And yeah, there's lots to love, and it's not just a heavyweight. Bivol Beterbiev is the fight that we've all waited for years, the greatest at light heavy. We want to see all the best fights, and it seems like there's one man and one big team at Sella that are making these fights happen. So it's His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, who deserves a huge amount of praise for it. He's a fight fan. I know he loves Mark Chamberlain. Isn't that great to see that? He loves his boxing, and yeah, so many people are here tonight. I keep bumping into different people around fight fraternity that maybe I haven't seen for a while. They want to be around the big weeks and big nights, and this is one of them.
Adam, I have to ask you, the one that everyone wanted was Joshua Wilder. Both fighters were undefeated. Both fighters held the belt. There was no network issues. Joshua with Sky, Deontay with Showtime, and it didn't materialize. The one that we want is Joshua Fury. Win, lose, or draw for both fighters. Is that fight, does it have to happen next?
I think it will happen in 2025, and I think there'll be a couple of them. I think it's too big a fight now not to happen. Obviously, if Daniel wins and if Alexander wins, it loses its shine slightly. But I think they'll make the fight, and I expect AJ to come through, and Tyson's got a tough one again, and if he can, that makes it even bigger, obviously, for all the belts. But even if Usyk wins, it will be interesting, because I know Joshua will want to fight Usyk for a third time, but I think that the big one talks, and I think people want to see Fury Joshua, and I think Turkey will make that fight happen. Probably double, maybe one at Wembley, one at Saudi. Who knows? But I do think it will happen. Yeah, it's a shame we missed out on AJ Wilder. We missed out on Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe back in the day. We missed out on Calzaghe and Froch. We nearly missed out on Brook and Khan. We missed out on Witter and Hatton. There's lots of fights that have slipped by the wayside, unfortunately. But now Turkey and the Riyadh season team are involved, and everyone's under the umbrella. Frank and Eddie, and as you said, Ben's now there, and Kala, and if I don't mention Izzy Asif in this, then he's not going to be happy. Of course, Izzy would love to be there, as would many others. There's some great promoters around, Top Tier and Jamie Connon, lots are doing their thing. We believe at GBM we're doing great things, and we're going to put on a fantastic night next week on DAZN, Friday the 27th of September. It's the next show after this big one. So, it's something for fight fans to look forward to next week. But at the moment, it's all about AJ Dubois. It's a massive week, and let's enjoy and take in every ounce of it, because these things don't come around that often, and when they do, let's lap it up.
Absolutely, well said, Adam. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of the card tonight, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you before the end of fight week.
Thanks very much.